Hello, welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Miranda Brown here, your host, and today we have some breaking news. Elaine Thompson-Herah, Olympic champion, world, the fastest woman in the world, really. She will be parting ways with her coach, Stephen Francis, or the MVP track club. So, as this one is titled "The MVP Leaves MVP," she is the most valuable athlete right now in the world, and she is parting ways. Based on reports coming out of Jamaica Observer as well as nationwide news, she's parting ways with Stephen Francis and the MVP track club. Now, there may be something brewing there. It's becoming the familiar theme now. We saw Shelly-Ann Fraser. She parted ways earlier this year and decided to train with her husband. And it appears that Elaine Thompson-Herah is heading into the same direction. Her husband currently coaches the St. Jago High track team. So as information is made available, we will present it to you. Again, folks, remember, check out the links in the description for our sponsors, Quick Link Shipping, RS4 Store, and CSA Shop. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what you guys think. Is it an issue with Stephen Francis? Because in this case, he is the common denominator. I know he's gotten the best out of Elaine Thompson-Herah so far. He's guided her throughout the entirety of her career, but now she has thought it best to move on from Stephen Francis. There are reports that there was an incident at the beginning of the season with the masseur and Elaine Thompson-Herah and her husband as well. Not sure as to the credibility of that because it didn't go into specificity. They only gave us a little bit of a rundown over the top of what transpired. But again, Stephen Francis losing out on Elaine Thompson-Herah. Should this be the case, do you think it will mean a bad thing or a good thing for Jamaican sprint? We know Stephen Francis is currently one of the best in the game, but it seems as if he has been falling out with some of his athletes. It's not the first, it's not the second, and I'm pretty sure it won't be the last. Maybe it's the point where Elaine Thompson thinks she's gotten all that it's possible for her to get from Stephen Francis, and as such she sees it best to move on to greener pastures. In this case, greener pastures meaning training with her husband, and we know her husband has experience in track and field. Her husband has been coaching track and field for quite some time, so he's not a novice. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. We're hoping the season is expected to start late October. Well, the training for next year is expected to start late October. Stephen Francis, when he was quizzed on the occurrences, he refrained from giving actual comments. He said he usually waits until the commencement of the training or the preparation for next year. Then he sees who shows up, and based on who shows up, then he moves from there. So let me know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on this? I had prepared a show for you guys for today on commitment, but it was over on the Reggae Boys side of things, and I may very well do that later on today. But as I said, Elaine Thompson-Herah is leaving the MVP track club. The most valuable player, the most valuable athlete in the world right now, Elaine Thompson-Herah. She is parting ways with her coach who has guided her throughout the entirety of her career thus far, and we've seen how well she's done for herself. She's a double Olympic champion, 100 meter, 200 meter Olympic champion, both Rio and the Tokyo Games. She dominated, but there's still more to be done. I still think she can improve. Whether she will tap into that potential with her husband as her coach, we're yet to see, but we can use Shelly-Ann Fraser Price as a reference point because she ran the best time in her entire career when she moved over to her husband as coach. I'm really curious to hear what you guys, the viewers, have to say. I am waiting on this one. I'm hoping it works out. I'm hoping it's pretty much the same. It works out the same way Shelly-Ann Fraser Price is worked out. We've seen some athletes. Good afternoon, Journey, with Killeen. Welcome. As I said, we've seen how these things work out. It's kind of 50-50. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes it's just not the same. And I do hope for Elaine Thompson-Herah this one works out, because as you all know on here, I am a very, very huge fan of hers, and I'm always in her corner cheering her on. So I know this decision wasn't made overnight. Stephen Francis, it was reported that he received notification via text message again, we're still waiting to put some credence to that, or to get some more flesh on that that initial story, so we can come here and give you guys something conclusive. But based on reports coming out of the Jamaica Observer, Nationwide News, it's all pointing to Elaine Thompson-Herah parting ways with Stephen Francis and deciding, or basically moving forward with her husband as coach. All right. Her husband, as I said, he's been coaching the San Diego High track team for some time, and we know San Diego High track team, there aren't any pushovers. They generally do well for themselves. Well, I can only hope her the best too, but I was not expecting this one. Very, very, very true, very true. I wasn't expecting it either. As I said, today I prepared a show for you guys on commitment and commitment in sports, and this one can even be tied back to it, because regardless of the level of commitment you have to your coach and to your club or to your country, sometimes you have to do what's best for you. And I trust Elaine Thompson-Herah. They assess the situation thoroughly. They basically checked all the avenues and ensured that they explored all the possibilities. And at the end of the day, they opted to part ways with Coach Stephen Francis. He put her on top of the world. And as things stand now, she is on top of the world in the world of sprint, actually. There is none better than her this year. And I trust that form will continue over into next year. I will go back to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce as a reference point, because she ran the best time in her entire career when she stepped away from Coach Stephen Francis, and she opted to start with her husband. So whether or not we'll be seeing something similar, I truly hope so. I'm hoping and praying that this one works out. But I come bearing bad news, and it's a sad day. But again, we have to look on the bright side. Maybe it may very well be one of the best days in athletics, because who knows? Probably her husband may very well be that cheat code in unlocking her true potential. We know what she's capable of. We've seen it. But as I said, and I keep saying this, there is still another level. There's still another step that she can take up. And having seen her on a number of occasions on the track, I know that she can deliver bigger performances than the ones we've seen before. And you'll ask, how much bigger can it get than this? She's the Olympic champion. I think it can get bigger. She can be the world record holder over 100 meters. She can be the world champion next year. And I think, who knows, everything is on her side right now. She's in her peak, and everyone would want to be on Elaine Thompson's side, Elaine Thompson-Herah's side. You need to be in her corner right now. Wish her all the best. Definitely. And welcome, Javar. Welcome. As I said, folks, let me know what you guys think. Is it a good move? Is it a bad move? A lot of times, players or athletes, they part ways with their coaches and it goes downhill. We saw something totally opposite with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, as she ran the best time in her career as soon as she parted ways with her coach. So I'm hearing that she's expecting a big contract. Pardon the background noise, folks. I'm hearing that she's parting ways with Nike as well, and she's expected to sign with Puma. I'll bring that information to you guys as it is made available. But if it is to be the case, I can very well support that stance as well, because I don't think personally Nike has been in her corner throughout the entirety of this year. I think she has been the best athlete, especially in the sprints this year. And being that she's signed to Nike hasn't done much for her. I think they've done far more for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. All the adverts that were coming out, she's just partying at night. All the adverts that were coming out, they were pointing to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, even though Elaine Thompson-Herah was the one leading the races, and on top, she was on top. And it's the same with Sha'Carri Richardson. Nike has been running with her the same way they've been running with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And amidst all this, what's her name? Elaine Thompson-Herah was the main one. So again, we're waiting to see. But again, Donovan Taylor, as I said, The reports coming out of Nationwide News as well as the Jamaica Observer today is that Elaine Thompson-Herah is parting ways with the MVP track club. Coach Stephen Francis, he didn't give a clear response to it. He said he received a text message, but he will not discuss the content, sorry, of the text message. But he cannot say definitively that she's staying or she's leaving. What he generally does is wait until he sees who shows up for training come the beginning of their preparation at the end of October after the Heroes Weekend, he said, to quote him. So it's not, I'm not coming here and saying she's leaving. It's the information that was made available through the local news, the local newspapers today. And as such, I'm just here relaying the information to you guys. If you want, I'll leave the link in the description as well so you can read it more in depth. But again, remember, like, share, subscribe. Elaine Thompson-Herah possibly signing with Puma, possibly leaving MVP Track Club as per the reports. It is indicated that Puma has put forward a substantial package for her to join their team. We know Puma, they have the likes of Usain Bolt on their books. They have one Neymar Jr. as well on their books. They have some big names on their books. So again, we wish her the best, and I know her signing with Puma will mean only good things for her as well. She'll be endorsed more. She'll be in the spotlight a little bit more. She'll get the backing a little bit more, because I think personally Nike hasn't been it. And I was having the discussion a few days ago with a friend of mine. Even if she isn't the personality to come out and to be bold and to be talkative and all of that, Nike, the onus is still on them as her sponsors to train her and to put something together that suits her personality or her ilk, so as to promote her, to put her out there. Very few persons knew who the Olympic champion was going into Tokyo, and that, I think, is primarily due to her sponsors, and her sponsors were Nike, and they still are Nike. So again, as someone who studied communication in school and marketing and public relations and all of that, I think Nike, being the entity and the size of Nike, they definitely have lost it in this one. They've been lagging behind when it comes to Elaine Thompson-Herah and getting her out there as a brand rather than as a sprinter. All right. I'm sure we'll be supporting Puma more. Yeah. So folks, let me know what you guys think. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you're new to Halftime TV, thanks for joining us. Again, Miranda Brown here saying, until next time, folks, we appreciate the love and the support as per usual. And remember, hit the subscribe button, share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Elaine Thompson-Herah, double Olympic champion, possibly on the move from MVP. It is reported that her husband will be taking charge, and also there are reports coming indicating that Puma has put forward a comprehensive package to acquire her services from Nike. We'll see how this manifests or how it materializes. But until then, I'm Miranda Brown again saying peace out and enjoy what's left of your day. All right, bye-bye.